What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Swanky Disc Golf. Thank you so much for being here. Today, we are counting down the top 5 most underrated disc golf discs, so be sure to stick around. But if you haven't already, be sure to check and make sure that you're subscribed. A lot of our regular viewers are not subs, so you can go ahead and double check that. Let's jump into it. Let's go ahead and jump right into number 5. We are starting out with the Innova Wraith. Now I know depending on who you are, you might be saying, what are you talking about? A lot of people throw the Wraith, and that is true. Depending on the circle you run in, people might already know how great the Wraith is. But the reason it is on this list is because I would argue that this is possibly the best distance driver to ever hit the market, but it is forever going to live in the shadow of its more overstable counterpart, the Destroyer. And that's going to be because there's just a lot of hype around the Destroyer. A lot of well-known pros are bagging it and have Tour Series Destroyers, and it just gets marketed so much more. The Wraith is just a tick slower and less overstable, and I believe that probably 90% of players out there would have way more success on the course throwing a Wraith instead of a Destroyer, but more people are bagging the Destroyer. I would also argue that the Wraith is just overall a much more versatile distance driver for every skill level. If you're a beginner, this can be your overstable distance driver. If you're an intermediate, this is your big bomber, super straight flyer. You can throw it on a turnover, it's gonna come back. And if you're an advanced player, this is still gonna be a big bomber disc that you can flip up, turn over, and watch it come back. Get your huge full flight out of it. And so yeah, number 5 is going to be the Innova Wraith, because I believe that it should be Innova's #1 selling distance driver, and it's not. Moving on to number 4, I'm actually going to put a little asterisk over this one. This is more of a beginner disc, but there are a lot of discs out there that are marketed for beginners and intermediate players that get way more attention than this one, and I believe that this one deserves more attention. It is a super underrated beginner to intermediate disc, and that is the Yikun shoe. Wow, this looks incredible. For those of you who don't know, Yikun Discs is a smaller brand name, but they are putting out some really awesome plastic. They usually have to do with different like Chinese deities and words that they use for their discs. I don't know everything about them, but they're a really cool company. They're putting out really cool discs. This is a slow and understable mid-range, and it is just so easy to throw. If you're a beginner and you're trying to get into throwing mid-ranges, maybe you're moving on from putters, or you're just looking for a good go-to mid-range, this is going to be a great disc for you. You are going to be able to throw this super straight, and once you get more arm speed, this is going to be great for learning how to hyzer flip discs and turn them over. It's super slow and controllable. It's almost like an approach disc, but just like a speed faster. I bag a Discraft Meteor, and I've actually been throwing this and liking it so much more. I believe it's in the Phoenix plastic. It's just a great feeling plastic. The rim feels great. It's just, overall, like I said, it's a great hand feel and a really easy flight. So that's number 4, the Yikun Discs shoe. You guys can go check them out. Moving on to number 3, we actually have another mid-range, and that is going to be the Thought Space Athletics Pathfinder. The reason this is on the list is because it's a neutral flying mid, so it's already going to have to compete with discs like the Buzz and the Rock 3 for attention. And for me, it finds a spot in my bag somewhere in between a Buzz and a Buzz SS, which makes it really unique. It's almost like a slightly beat-in Buzz, which is the reason a lot of people buy Buzzes, is so that they can beat them in a little bit and get them to flip more. But this flies that way straight out of the box. It's just laser straight. It'll have a little bit of fade. For beginners, it'll feel a little bit more overstable, but still you'll be able to get it go pretty straight. Advanced players will be able to flip this up. It's a great feeling disc. It is also a great one disc round disc. This would really be for you if you're looking for a disc to pick up that you can play an entire round with. Let us know if we should do a top 5 one disc round disc video. I think that would be fun. But yeah, Thought Space Athletics is a super underrated company. They're really cool. A lot of you probably know them more for designing artwork for other companies. And that goes to say that along with awesome flight and plastic, you're always going to get top-notch artwork with every single Thought Space product you buy. So that is number 3, and moving on to number 2, we actually have the Dga Pipeline. Dga is a super underrated company. They've been making discs for a long time, and they are still putting out some really incredible plastic. The Dga Pipeline is a super straight flying fairway driver. If you're looking for a disc to throw on all of those really tight fairway lines, whatever line it may be, this is going to be the disc for you, especially intermediate players. It feels like the perfect stability. You're going to be able to turn it on anhyzer and it's going to fade. You're going to be able to throw it on hyzer and it's going to reliably finish to the left or right, depending on which hand you're using. I actually was bagging a pipeline. It's really sad. I just lost it recently. The story involves me getting stung by a lot of bees looking for it. Hopefully I'll buy another one soon. I'm planning on it. I love this disc, and I think it'll find a spot in your bag if you try it out. Okay, guys, so that was number 2, and we are now moving on to our number 1 most underrated disc golf disc. But before we jump into number 1, I want to let you guys know that this video is actually sponsored by TeamFiggins.com. Team Figgins is an incredible disc golf retailer. They have the fastest shipping, the best customer service, and a really great selection of discs. They're going to have all of your favorite big name brand discs. They're also, though, going to have a lot of the underrated discs, like the discs we're talking about today. So if you're looking to restock, buy a new disc, or if you want to help out our channel, you can go to teamfiggins.com/swanky. The link will be in the description, or you can use code SWANKY at checkout for 20% off your first purchase. I've ordered a couple discs off there myself, and it's always super fast, reliable shipping. They have a great selection. You can sign up on their email list so that you can get notified when all of the drops are happening. So yeah, I would never encourage you to buy discs you don't need, but if you're looking for more discs, go to teamfiggins.com. You can use code SWANKY and get 20% off. And now, for the number 1 underrated disc, we are going with the Streamline Lift. This is an absolutely beautiful disc. It feels incredible in the hand. Streamline is putting out incredible plastics. For those of you who do not know, Streamline is an offshoot of MVP. And honestly, before a couple weeks ago, I would have said that Axiom and MVP were really underrated disc golf companies. I think they're starting to make their way into the mainstream. MVP is an incredible company putting out really cool and unique discs. But with, James Conrad and what's happening recently, everybody and their mother wants to buy an Envy. James Conrad's coming out with his Nomad putter that people are pre-ordering like crazy. MVP and Axiom are on the rise, and I think a lot of people are forgetting about Streamline, the other offshoot of MVP. They're putting out really cool, unique discs. This is an understable distance driver that, again, is just a really versatile disc. Any skill range is going to be able to find a place in their bag for this disc. It throws a lot like a slightly more understable Undertaker, kind of similar to a Discmania Essence. This is a special edition Proton Lift. I think they came out recently. And the Streamline's just doing an incredible job with these discs. And so I would encourage you guys to go check them out. Pick up this disc if you can. I think they actually have some on Team Figgins if you want to try that. So yeah, guys, obviously this is all just an opinion. There's millions of different discs out there. Let us know in the comments what we missed. What is your top underrated disc golf disc? We love reading you guys' comments and seeing your feedback, even when it's really angry and kind of outlandish. That's okay. Let us know what you guys think of the list, and let us know your own list in the comments. Thank you to the Swanky team for helping support us, and to Team Figgins for this awesome opportunity to partner with them. That's all, guys. Stay swanky.